The clearing of asbestos is resuming again after a couple of years dormant. Environment Department, responsible for the removal of the toxic material from villages, started with Alofi South, Tamkotong at the beginning of last week and Alofi North today before continuing up north. The project will only remove asbestos material on the ground and have advised the public not to attempt to remove without the department. Environment Officer John Talangi said there are two phases to the project, and the first program is to remove pieces and sheets of asbestos around the island and re-roof occupied houses that still has asbestos on. The second phase is to bury the material in concrete bunkers. The proposed burial is expected in January next year. He said the project will also tender out the work to those on the island that carry out the job. It has now just been a month since 91 Pacific Island students were part of the Kitsuna program study tour in Japan. The Kitsuna Pacific Japan Youth Connection involves 14 Pacific Island countries, where exactly 22 students were selected and one adult supervisor to form a country team. Niue's delegation have returned with a new sense of understanding in what they have described as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that has enabled them to have a wider perspective of relationships between not only Pacific Island countries, but also developed countries like Japan, and sharing information and exchanging of cultures. We spoke to the team supervisor about how the Niue team did.
I think we did great. We did well. We managed to participate in all of the activities that the organizer had put in place, especially the Japanese government. And I'm sure the students learned a lot from the tour. The main objective is more so the Japanese government's way of trying to disseminate more like accurate information about their reconstructing after the tsunami and the earthquake last year, 2011. There were quite a few objectives that the team put in place for ourselves, especially in terms of keeping an open mind, knowing that the cultural context or how things are done in Japan is not slightly different, but really different from how we do things back home. Especially in terms of punctuality. They really gave us the true meaning of punctuality, which I think towards the end of the tour we really appreciated.
We also caught up with one of the USB students about the experience, lessons learned, and how Niue could learn from Japan's experiences.
It was good. We learned new stuff, had new experiences when we were over there. We had a lot to do. It was not sure if we had to be fully on time. If we were late, that was it for us. We performed our dances and the takalo, which they really liked. I think out of all the islanders, I think Niue topped it up the most. The things that we learned were mostly to help out the country, and if there were anything that was to bring back for the students to learn or to help the country, I think it would have to be the part of the landfill site that we have on Niue that we could use our stuff to recycle, reuse, and to recycle. Probably riding on a bullet train. New experience. Didn't think I was going to ride on one ever.
According to the group, the study tour was only part of the program. There's also scope for students from Japan to have a similar tour to the Pacific region in the near future. The Kitsuna group will also be having a debriefing with parents and selected departments at a later date to share what they have learned. Niue Public are spinning the mill of an alleged decision that Kiwi Bank will continue the commercial banking services on the island once Bank of the South Pacific cease operations. However, Honourable Premier Tokitalangi said there is no concrete decision yet on the banking services that will operate on Niue. Kiwi Bank and PSIS were two of the interests Government of Niue held discussions with as to the financial operations on Niue. In previous interviews with BCN News, Honourable Premier Toke Talangi said the new bank will start operations at the end of the year. Today we spoke to the Bank of the South Pacific office in Fiji, and they said the issue is currently a confidential one between BSB and the new government, and they are not in a position to comment. This week, youngsters in between 13 and 17 years of age are learning the basics of weightlifting skills as part of a camp organized by the Niue Weightlifting and Powerlifting Federation. The training sessions are being facilitated by weightlifter and trainer Danny Nemani, who is on the island this week to impart some of his skills and knowledge to upcoming lifters as an encouragement to take up the sport competitively.
I think there's a lot of things that the kids need to learn about as well, not just the lifting, about being an athlete, going to sleep early and eating the right foods and being a team and stuff like that. So it's really good with the kids. They're good. They're really good kids. These kids. Yeah. Getting them young. It's about getting the technique ingrained into them at a young age, and then because we're doing a lot of light weights with the kids, and it's just about getting to them early and keeping the technique going with them. Yeah, not not like old people like myself, getting a bit old. Some of the boys, that we've got, they've improved like big time. And I was here about 8 weeks ago, so it's been good. They've obviously been doing their homework, or they're obviously interested in the sport. So it's good being involved. Yeah.
As an athlete yourself, what would you say is one of the most important things that maybe you could impart to these young ones and how to become successful in this sport?
Yeah, you got to be patient, and a lot of hard work. It's not gonna come easy. Sometimes with not just weightlifting, but a lot of sports, you do years and years of work, and then you only get a little bit of reward back. But the reward that you get back after those years of training it's really satisfying. Yeah, weightlifting is one of those sports where it can take 2, 3 years, even 4 years to get good at it. But if the kids are patient, or if the person's patient, then you'll get rewards, like really enjoyable rewards.
The aim is to get up to 6 boys and girls to train in preparation for upcoming competition.
We've got our competition on Wednesday in a couple of days, so we'll do a little test. Be good for the kids, just to get the feel of what the competition platform feels like. But also we're targeting next year in May for the Arafura Games. So those are held in Darwin in Australia. And we're looking at taking a small squad of about 3 to 4 lifters just to compete there. And just for the future, weightlifting and powerlifting, there's a big future, here on the island for weightlifting and powerlifting. A lot of people have done a lot of hard work before I came onto the scene. So it's made things easier, like for me to come and do these things here. Like Narita Viliamu, and she's done awesome things. She's a good friend of mine, and so it's a big future here. The kids are built. The kids are really built for powerlifting and weightlifting here. The weather's awesome for lifting in. Walk from the car to the gym and you're warm. You can get into it, and the equipment's only doesn't take up much space. So lots of future here.
Niue Island Weightlifting Federation President Alan Tano hopes that if there is time, Danny Nemani will be able to lift and see whether he can break one of his specific records. A showcase will be held on Wednesday afternoon at Clayton's Club. To end our news bulletin for this evening, Avasela Village pulled out all fancy tricks on Saturday to host the island at Leolau. With the usual colour of purple with orange thrown in the mix, it was a wonderful rainbow of colours. The morning started off slow for patrons to arrive, but soon realized the impact of show day patrons who were struggling to find parking on the showgrounds. From umu food to ice cream and cake, many visitors found it hard to keep up with the choices of available goods to buy. Not to be outdone by the food, the handcrafts from both the women and men of the village was fantastic. And the most popular section of any show day is the entertainment. The village performance took centre stage for many as old hands brought back some fantastic oldies for the whole village. These were greatly admired by the show visitors on the day. Followed behind were the contemporary dances by the youth and fashion by the mermaids of Matanginifali. The day ended with tabloid sports, with cash for grabs from coconut husking to sika throwing and coconut bowling. Fantastic, Avasale. We look forward to next year. And that's it from us at BCN News. Good evening.